Oh, hello, everybody. And by everybody, I mean Jason and Joe.
Good evening.
Good evening or afternoon, depending on. Well, it's evening for you all, late afternoon here.
Yeah.
What is it, like 4:30 for you there, Joe?
It is.
Okay.
To quote Seal, time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking.
Actually, that's a Steve Miller quote.
I thought it was Kiss from a Rose.
The original song, Seal may have used that lyric in his song.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
The original song is, I think it's Time Keeps on Ticking, Ticking, Ticking into the Future.
Yeah, that's the Seal does a cover of that, I guess. Which I thought it was his original.
No. That's a Steve Miller song.
This is why I'm not hard.
And of course, Seal being Seal, he would do what I imagine would be a really good cover, which is where he puts his own unique spin on it. It's a cover that just like tries to sound like the original. It's like, okay, that's not a cover. That's just copying.
The best cover of a song that I've ever heard in terms of like, I think it made the song better was Johnny Cash doing 9 Inch Nails Hurt.
Oh, that was a really interesting take on Hurt. And the Disturbed cover of The Sound of Silence was
I love their Sound of Silence. They also do a really good Leonard Skinner Simple Man.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Now we used that at our wedding for one of our. I used that for my dance with my mom at our wedding.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Hey, well, welcome. Okay. All right. So I knew from Thursday that Goonie was probably going to be a little bit late because with tomorrow being the first of the month, this is a Fort weekend. And of course, she's out in the middle of Nebraska where they've been dealing with all that oppressive heat. It's like, I think 3/4 of the country has been hotter this week than it's been here in Orlando. We are here to talk about our second edition D&D game, Greyhawk Saturday Night. I am DM Galabond. I am slowly being joined by more and more of the players. Garm has said he's going to be a little bit late. Last time we met these heroes, they were actually in the village of Hommlet, and they were selling a bunch of loot that they had recovered, getting stuff appraised, collecting some of their coin, and gearing up so that they could go back to the Moat House yet again and go down that other stairway into the cellar that they haven't explored yet. They found 2 stairways down. They went down and explored pretty much all around one, figured out most of what was down there. They know there's a couple of other things that they have to deal with down there, but then there's this whole other stairway that they never connected up with, never figured out where it was from down on the lower level. So they realize, okay, now they have to go down that stairway and figure out what's down there. So that is what we will be dealing with this evening. Okay. Bob, Casca, Jason, Joe. All right. Was there any supplies or anything like that you guys wanted to get sussed out here in town before you take off? I know Casca couldn't make it last session, and there's been some conversation in the Discord between sessions about gearing up with potions and stuff like that.
Yeah, Nico will hand Casca 2 healing potions, and I think I'll wait until next time or when she shows up. 'Cause I think Min used one or someone used one on Min before, but I forget.
I did.
Oh, that was you. Okay, then
Yep.
I'll hand you 2 healing potions.
Okay, cool. So I am just getting in the game. I'm sorry. I thought this was one of the weeks that you had the home game.
No, last week was the week that I had the home game. So
I
this
had it
week.
in the calendar wrong.
Okay, yeah. This week I was back. So.
And DM Gallimon clarified last week with healing potions that when used, we can choose between them doing their healing ability for HP or to neutralize a poison. I believe that's the accurate reflection of last week.
Yeah, there's a. Let me just go and double check in here because there was something
neutralize
that
poison was like a 3rd level spell, I think, that you found. Because I was asking about buying a antidote potion.
I think it's actually. I want to say it's a
5th level spell?
No. I want to say, where's the stupid magic items? Magic items. Okay, coins, gems, magical item. There we go. Potion. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay.
I think we had a hard time finding it last time.
There was a what I was getting it from is from 1st edition, where a healing potion has 2 different effects. It will do one or the other. And it was either it will remove poison or it will cure paralysis. And I forget which one it does. Now in here, it says, in the 2nd edition DMG, it says it just restores hit points. Doesn't say anything about paralysis or poison.
I think we're in trouble with paralysis, but I think the poison, you're like not a problem. The herbalism and healing proficiencies have a way to deal with those to an extent. I will hand off to the priest, though, narratively, just that poison sack from the giant spider I took a while back because I really haven't had a chance to do anything with it. And I would want to make sure that they have the ability to help people because it would probably help them make good. There would probably be a good, useful healing reagent for them since they do good works.
Oh, yeah. He will be happy to do that. Let's see. We'll have to come up with the. We do have the spell neutralize poison, and I think there's another spell that will end a paralysis effect. But you may have to drag somebody back to town to do that if they get paralyzed.
Yeah, I think we got a while before we're at a level to deal with paralysis very well. But I've got slow poison memorized, and I got the healing proficiency, so we should have at least some chances. And I'm a dwarf, so it's hard to poison me.
Right. Okay, so we got the potions of healing taken care of. Anything else that we want to deal with before we take off for the Moat House yet again? Okay, hearing nothing, then we will go ahead and we will ride out of town the following morning with as much or as little fanfare as you guys would like to have. And you make your way back to the old Moat House. And when you get here to the Moat House, you find pretty much as you had left it in terms of where the corpses were. It doesn't look like anything has come along and chewed on things. There might be some rats of the normal garden variety chewing on some of these corpses of these frogs and the whatever is left of the spider and whatever is left of the lizard, if you guys didn't dispose of those corpses. But that would be about it. Everything else seems to be as you found it. And as you approach, I think you said that you all had done something with this tree. You had cut it up and moved it out of the way. And
I think we were burning everything there. That's kind of
okay.
Like weird. To take the corpses and things like that, that was like a main thing so that we could easily move the ash instead of trying to move a whole tree.
Oh, okay. All right. So
if there was going to be,
that has probably all been brought over here and then eventually all burned up and disposed of.
Right.
And the same with all of this. Eventually burned up and disposed of.
So that way it's easier to move that tree, yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
Done.
And as you get to about here, you see a familiar figure coming up the path the other way. And the familiar figure is about a 7 foot tall, 7 foot tall canine looking creature with a bipedal creature with a hyena type head, and he is the Gnoll leader, and he says, "Oh, good, you came back. We have report."
Ooh, very nice.
Is the old priest with us yet?
Oh yeah.
Get rid of the continual light, right? Or continual.
Was he coming,
darkness.
or was he just going to send a scroll with us?
He would. I think he would come along because he wants to see about consecrating that area where all of the undead were.
The whites
were popping up.
Yeah. Well, then, when we see the 7 foot figure, I'm like, oh yeah, we probably should mention this to him. And I'll turn to the priest and be like, by the way, Clang Adden has touched these formerly foul creatures, and we are bringing them to the light in an experiment for his holy justice. So please be patient.
And Father Rule goes, okay.
None are so lost in shadow that they cannot be brought to the light.
And he says, okay, I'll just let you deal with them. And he just sort of goes over and stands behind Nico. And you can hear him, kind of proverbially crossing his arms across his chest and sort of the little tap of his boot as he watches this Gnoll come forward, and he's like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the Gnoll speaks and says, oh, yes, we have report. And he looks around for his friend Archimedes. says,
I step forward.
you want report?
I do, and well met to you. How are you first? Are you guys well?
Oh, yes, we are well. We scare off Pretty Man again.
Aha! Very good.
Yes, last night, he come, think he gonna sneaky in when it's dark, but we see in dark, and we start making spooky noises, and we throw rocks and throw spears at him, and he seemed very hurt. He not try to fight us. He just run away. But he probably come back when he feel better.
I would imagine. Very good. Well report. So.
We keep a watch out in that part of woods. Try to see if he come back. We try to let you know if we see him coming.
Yes.
And then he looks at he looks around and he looks over at Nico, and he has
didn't they all share a meal?
Huh?
Nico and some of the guys share a meal.
I'm not sure if they did, but Nico shared some healing potions, and
when you all shared a meal, Nico threw up in his mouth a little bit.
That was something I forgot. Maybe it was one of the other ones that.
I think it was you and Garm, or somebody ate the liver.
Alan, okay.
Yeah,
that's right. So the Noel looks at Nico and says, "Oh, I make something. Me show you." And he steps over towards Nico, and he sees the other priest over there, and he puts up a paw and he says, "My dad did bless you." And the priest behind Nico goes, "Very curious."
and I correct his technique in the etiquette of how to say a prayer or a greeting with Clangadden, because he would put his hand on his battle axe, since that's the holy weapon of Clangadden.
And he's me sorry. And so
I do it happily. I pat him on the shoulder. I offer him some of my wineskin. I'm like, "Oh, good job. I'm very proud."
And he tries again to make sure that he does it correctly this time. And then he says, "Oh yeah, me make something." And he pulls out of his pouch. He's got a piece of wood that he has been whittling. And you can tell that he's been whittling this kind of by memory. And it's not exact, but it's pretty good. He's got about 1/4 of a holy symbol of Clangadden carved out of this piece of wood that he's been working on. He says, I'm making that device you carry. When I finish it, you bless it."
I start tearing up, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I take out my holy symbol, and we go sit in the side so he can look at it and see what he's working on. And I just start tearing up a little bit.
And Father Rule looks around at the rest of you and says, "I never thought I would see the day when..."
I have to start learning how to speak Null, I think, and teach them Dwarven.
And
that would be nice, yeah.
Savage creatures like that could be brought to the light. who would... The next thing you know, there's going to be orcs building a temple to St. Cuthbert somewhere.
Never
That
know.
will be the day.
Nico hears that and turns his head and goes, "That would be awesome," and then turns back to his friend.
And so, yeah, you guys sit over there happily doing that. But then, so the rest of you have heard this report from the knoll. And then you know about this. You've been down this stairway and explored down there.
Right.
But then there's this other stairway over here that you have not yet been down.
That's where we heard and saw the rats go into, right? The scurry of rats. They went back down.
They disappeared down that way.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
How old or how in shape is this cleric who came along with us? Was he struggling on this route, or was it pretty easy for the person? Are they wearing appropriate footwear, or are they city slicker out in the woods now?
Oh no, this guy, he is probably a retired adventurer.
Okay, no worries then. I was just thinking, are we going to have to take care of them, make them some tea, maybe get some warming rocks for muscle spasms? I was just worried about the health of an elderly retired priest.
No, but let's just say that it's probably been, you would guess, at least a decade and maybe 20 or 30 pounds since this guy put the armor on. You know, what used to completely go around and completely cover. Now there's places where stuff is supposed to connect, but it doesn't quite because there's a little too much girth for it to go around. And he's got a big old belt holding everything together. Belt that's longer than it probably needs to be, but is tied off. He's got a scabbard. Not a scabbard. He's got a hammer, and the head of the hammer is something, it has been taken very good care of. But if you look very closely at the handle of the hammer, you can kind of see where, probably because it's been resting on a mantle, on something, it's got, little bits of cobweb on it, and stuff like that, where it hadn't been used in a long time. So, yeah, he probably is a retired adventurer who came out here and became the cleric, the head cleric at this temple of St. Cuthbert. But he has not done this sort of stuff in a time. So, yeah, it was, he started off all raring to go. By the time you got out here, he was puffing and blowing a little bit, and he's glad to sit down and rest his bones for a few minutes. But, you figure if it comes to a fight, he at least knows he's not going to panic and run.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that room that we can secure the one door. We found the secret room, and we'll rest there for a minute. And I'll look at Archimedes and Casca and everyone and be like, so is the plan to go right to the darkness spell area first? And do we know what's going on over there, or are we going down the other way first?
I think we try to take care of the darkness.
Yeah, I think we should clear out the area we've already started. I mean, we know it doesn't connect to the other area, so I think there's
Take care of that first, yeah. and then come back up. Yeah.
And he says, okay, that sounds good. I have memorized Continual Light, so when we get to that area, I can throw the Continual Light on it, and that should banish the darkness.
We're done here. We're done.
I mentioned to him that our strategy is basically stay behind the dwarf.
And he says, oh, okay. All right. And your Knoll friend says, all right, you go exploring. I go back to tell my men we keeping watch.
Very good. How many men were there?
There's like,
Knolls?
I think there's eight Knolls and the leader.
Knolls in there. Okay.
You guys didn't lose. You guys didn't lose any Knolls because one of them did go down, and Nico gave up his potion of healing to bring him back.
I want to hand off 2 things to him because, like, I've been meaning to do this, and they were back in the room, but they're now with me. I give him my old body shield, and I give him a thing of splint mail that I've adjusted. It won't fit perfectly, but it'll be a little bit better than something one of them's wearing. So they can take that back with them. So he could potentially wear and use that.
And the body shield
has Kling symbols etched on it.
And he says, oh, for true?
Yep.
This for us?
This for you. Remember, Kling is a good guide, and we do not, people are not food.
No.
Unless they're evil people.
Unless they're evil people, and you have to check first.
But pretty cleric key food, right?
Pretty cleric key food, but bring anything that's on him to us because we need to know what's going on, and it's important.
And
will be information.
Okay, well.
And here's your 10 gold or copper pieces. Here's the 10 copper pieces for that report. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And he takes the shield very proudly, and he shows it off to everybody, and he says, "Angeton, bless us all." And then he just sort of very proudly marches his way out of here. And
before he leaves, Talon tells him in Goblin, if they're dead, they're always food.
And he kind of looks at you, and he doesn't. He say. Then he looks at Archimedes. He says, "What he say? I don't understand."
We'll explain it on the next dead meal.
Oh, okay. Because he's a Knoll. He doesn't speak Goblin. So.
I thought he was speaking Goblin to one of the
hobgoblins.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. He was. So yeah, he looks at you, and he says, "Of course." And then he keeps on going out. All right.
Give him a farewell. The huntings are a Ghoul leader. Oh.
So then you guys are going to go down this area here and into the next lower level. All right, so let me get your tokens, and I'll put them all in a little group.
Can I do one more thing as he's walking away?
Sure.
I'm going to hand him one of the vials of holy water and say, save this and only use it if you're all in really serious trouble with the undead or that evil cleric.
He says,
and then that's it.
Okay,
You do
we'll
it.
do it.
Throw it at him or what? What do you do with it?
Pour it on your weapons and then hit them with it.
Pour it on the weapons. Okay.
Okay. We'll do. Special water, not dead things, and bad cleric.
Blessed water.
Blessed water. Blessed by Clangadden.
Blessed by holy God, by good gods.
Oh, and he takes it very reverent. He holds it very reverently, and he tucks it away very carefully in a pouch, very delicately. He says, "Yes, we'll tell men about this.
It'll help keep them safe."
And then we're going over here and oh, come on, you. I just had all of these things copy and then go to this one and paste. There we go. Thank you. All right, so we'll keep everybody here, and then I'll move the ribbon over to this map and bring us to here so that we can see what's going on. All right. So let's see. We'll get our extra party members and the gnolls out of here. That guy went back to town with you. These guys are all whoops. These guys are all gone. Now, I don't know whether... what did you guys wind up doing with the bodies from down here?
I did the circuit through the room with the rope trick where we found each one and dragged it to the side.
Okay, so...
Only on the side of the door where we had closed that door.
Right, okay. So then you guys can come on down this hallway and make your way on over here. And about the time you get over here, you can begin to see this area of continual darkness. And it is really obvious that it is very different because whether you guys are carrying torches or whether some of you can see in the darkness, the light goes to the I am double checking that now.
Because if we don't have to go into it at all, that'd be great.
Continual light.
We would end up being here, correct?
So let's see. Second level.
Yeah, so if we can do it on the edge, then we can go there. But if we have to go into the middle, we can do the rope trick and just follow along the right-hand wall. But hopefully we don't have to do that.
Okay.
If so, the process would be that I would just stay at the edge, tie the rope around you. You can just follow it all the way around. And once you get to the far side of wherever you're at, we know exactly how long or even going back to where you think we were at, And that's the distance, and the priest can then follow the rope, go right to it, and cast it from there.
Okay. He says, no. He says it just the areas of continual light and continual darkness merely need to overlap, and when they do, they are both banished.
Perfect.
So he says, I need to go no further than I can see. And so he will step up and he will say, oh, right, I believe about here will do. And he pulls out his symbol to St. Cuthbert, and he goes homily, labba-dabba-dabba-dee-ba, and he waves his fingers and he says the magic words, alakazam, and when he does, poop, that
Huzzah.
whole area of magical darkness just disappears. And he says, there we go, that should do it.
So then now we want to continue through here to go see Lareth's lair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the secret door was like right over here.
Yep.
And it did the all the bodies. I know we dragged them all from this area out of the room and collected all their stuff. Did the gnolls take them out into the woods, or were they part of what we burned?
Whatever we would have had, that the gnolls would have, like I said, put them up in the front where we were burning all the rest of the bodies.
Okay.
Just to the ones that we were able to get. I don't know about the ones that were farther beyond the darkness. So
anything that was beyond the secret doors, we never got to. Only everything that was on our side of the secret doors, we took the time to do that rope trick with.
Right. Okay. So, yeah,
all
the
those
things
bodies
that were, so all those things beyond the secret door would still be there. All right. So you are managed to open the secret door, and
we're ready for anything that pops out of it. So.
Okay. You look, and there's nothing in this corridor here. Nothing
do
in
this SWAT. Do the point. Go ahead, Nico.
Okay.
Where's everybody else?
They're behind us, I would imagine.
Yeah. I know Cask is in game. I think.
So we have like a base camp up at that room where we had like the securable door, and we came in that hallway. So maybe the people who aren't with us are guarding that room.
Well, yeah. Okay. So we'll say there that Min and Garm are right here. They're kind of watching that other corridor that goes the other way from where the gnolls were.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to think of like how can we keep them connected to us, but not put them in any danger because they're not here, and we shouldn't like, do stuff to them.
All right, so they are. So Father Rule is just following along with you guys, and you go down here and open this door, and you see in this area here.
I warned him ghasts or ghouls. I think it was ghouls will be over here somewhere, so be prepared for some undead.
Yeah, they had killed these ones, right?
Yeah, there's evidence of human remains that have been chewed on by something very nasty over the last 24 hours or so. And, there's like an arm that has most of the flesh eaten off of it. And so part of this was once a barracks. So a bunch of guards were here. And there's
letters written or anything else so we can get information, I guess. And
there's actually down in this area here, in the southern part of this area, there are some provisions, and there's salted meat, weak wine in a barrel, water, hard biscuits, dried fruit, and so forth. There's also mounds of fresh rushes and grass for bedding. And you also notice that there are saddles, tack, and a lance nearby.
Saddle, tack, and a lance.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look ominous? Or is it just a regular lance? And
it looks like a regular lance. Okay. Well used, functional. Would probably hurt if somebody poked you with it while they were riding on a horse, but not a
magical of any means or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's not pristine or finely wrought or carved or fancy or anything like that.
So we should collect everything that's reasonably valuable or something we can use or our trade, put it over by the secret doors, and then start going through everything. Who's Talon? Hey, what about this room? You want me to go first and you follow?
The door should be open. He walked right out. So, yeah, we'll go in. What the hell?
Yeah, the door is in fact open.
All right, so we'll walk in.
Okay.
And I'm doing my dwarven look for stonework traps and stonework secret doors and stuff.
Okay. Hang on just a minute.
If you need me to copy and paste that section into the chat, I can do that again.
Okay, no. All right. This is the chamber of the new master. This chamber is lavishly furnished with thick rugs, wall hangings, and soft chairs, couch, and cushions. Wines, liquors, and dishes of sweetmeats abound. A brazier continually burns, warming the place and sending a fragrant incense into the air. Silver serving pieces and goblets and an alabaster box filled with unguents are in plain sight. Okay.
Does a priest recognize any of this stuff also? Would he be able to tell us, like, that's
no
nice stuff. It's just nice stuff that they use.
It's just nice stuff. Yeah, it's
okay, perfect.
It's really it's really really fancy stuff. There is, let me just
I'll probably just go into party loot.
Okay. Is anybody doing any kind of searching around? There's let me see what kind of
I remember the
furniture
secret chest. I remember there was that chest secretly hidden in the stonework up in that one room. So I'm going to look for any sliding doors or sliding stone panels for a secret chest.
Okay.
I'm searching under, around the bed.
Okay. All right. You don't find any sliding walls or secret doors or anything like that, but there is a cabinet there. And go ahead, Talon, and give me a or I guess I should do a thievery check with Talon on searching this particular area here. So let's see. What kind of check would that be? I guess that would be a so you're praising rejuvenation. Yeah. I was thinking you might have some kind of rogue ability that is applicable for this.
No, I think in first and second edition, it was just, you said, I'm searching. Unless you were just intentionally looking for, like, hidden doors or something like that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make a roll.
Now,
And I'll remind Talon upstairs in that one room, there was that bookcase where there was that nice broadsword hidden behind it. So once we look at the cabinet, we should also look behind and under the cabinet.
He's not how he does things. He's just throwing things. You know, think of a thief or a cop tossing a house. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but I don't want to knock the cabinet over like the middle of everything until after we get a chance to look.
Well, empty it first.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys are emptying this out,
and Archimedes is good at this.
And okay, Archimedes, spot secret doors, detect secret doors. Okay, make me a detect concealed door.
6.
3 out of 6. Okay. Yeah, you don't.
I'm not finding anything.
You don't see anything, but when you're pulling these drawers out of this cabinet and you're setting them aside, you keep hearing something clanking. And you can't tell what it is that's clanking, but something is clanking somewhere.
Something's giving me a signal. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. Perhaps you other guys could look too. Look over there.
It's not the first drawer. It's not the third drawer. It's not the fourth drawer, but it's that second drawer that when you
try to open it, it gives me a signal of some sort.
Yeah.
Slowly opening it, see if I can hear the ticking or the a mechanism working.
No.
I'll help out.
Okay. How are you going to help out?
Well, I can roll for detect secret door, I guess, or I can. Well, I'd have to know if it's a lock or if it's a trap.
It's not a.
I could roll to find or move traps. I could try that. See if there is a trap.
It would be more like an open lock as opposed to a find remove traps.
Okay, well you have to roll that.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. There's definitely something in there. But you
may have to resort to forcible habits here, so
yeah. This cabinet is made of wood, and it kind of looks nice, but it looks like the D&D version of kind of an IKEA cabinet. It's not, it's not like a high quality thing.
Has anybody got an Allen wrench? We could take it apart.
I'm pretty strong. You could just rip wood apart.
All I got is a Bill wrench.
All right. You wind up eventually going at it with some kinds of things, and you bust open a side panel of this drawer, and you see that in a hidden space inside the drawer, this particular drawer had a false bottom, but your checks, you weren't able to tell it was a false bottom. There is an exquisite piece of jewelry. There's a gold chain that is set with diamond chips, and on this chain there are 10 matched fire opals.
All right. Nice. Get that. Or is everybody seeing me? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, let's see. You've got the I'll tell you the things that you need to put in your treasure sheet, because these are the things that have a GP value. You need to put the silver serving pieces and goblets. You need to put the alabaster box filled with unguents. And you need to put that gold chain set with diamond chips and the 10 fire opals. Everything else that's described in here doesn't have any gold piece value.
I asked the our elder cleric who's with us if he's able to detect any evil on in this room, or any any evil, because I just don't want any cursed items, because there was an evil god evil goddess that what was the guy's name? L something.
Lareth.
We kept screaming about his goddess.
And Father Rule, he will come in and he will look around, and he says, and he kind of closes his eyes, and he says, I detect nothing that is in and of itself evil. But I do feel a bit ill at ease in here. And then he opens his eyes again, and he looks around, and then he looks up at the ceiling, and he gasps.
What's up?
I prepared an attack, a dropping spider.
Okay. Well, there is not a dropping spider, but there is a mural painted on the ceiling of this chamber. And this mural depicts a very beautiful slender, hauntingly beautiful elven woman. She has, and she's unusual because she has skin that is like the color of coal. And she has platinum white hair. And she has purple eyes. And she's holding a staff. And on top of the staff, there is a worked device that looks like a spider. And she is dressed.
This
Go
one
ahead.
looked kind of like what Lareth had? Is this similar staff that Lareth was wielding?
It looks like the staff Lareth had is probably an imitation of this staff.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. And then the dress that this elven woman is wearing looks like it is created almost out of the silk threads of spider webs. And she has a wide belt that is made of silver that goes around her very slender waist. And then what is perhaps most shocking is what is flanking her. Flanking her is what appears from the head to the waist to be two other elves with similar colored skin. One is a woman, one is a man. Neither one has a stitch of clothing on from their head down to their waist. But from the waist down, they are no longer elves. They are gigantic, 8-legged, freakish spider monsters.
I want to note that my wanting to be prepared for a spider was not based off of any of this. It was because I got bit by that spider on the first floor. And we had the first one.
This is my room.
And Father Rule says, "Oh, the demon queen of the abyss, Lolf." He points at that. Ah, foul. The most foul.
Looks pretty good from here.
Icky.
And he turns and he looks at Talon and he says, "No, this is horrible. This must be destroyed.
What?
You must destroy this and paint over it with something wholesome."
We could just paint up beard and mustache on her.
Is the mural on the ceiling made out of like paint? Is it painted?
It's like a
mosaic.
No, it's not. It's not made with tiles. What do they call it? It's like a fresco where it's painted in the plaster.
Okay, so what I suggest we do is bring down a bunch of the scrap wood, pile it real high in this room, pour some lantern oil on it, and light it on fire so it burns at a really high temperature.
Dude, smear it with pig fat.
That would be a great idea too. So let's smear some fat on it, or put paint some oil onto it so it burns, and then we can hit it with a hammer. Yeah,
and then once you get it down to the bare stone, you can then just cover it up with whatever. He says yes, but just probably be sure that the smoke has someplace to go, because who knows what was used to create that. They might have used some sort of foul tinctures to make those paints that might be poison.
This is why you respect your elders.
Yes.
All right. So is anybody going to do appraising on the...
I will.
Is that Talon's deal? Talon does appraising, right?
Yeah, I believe he does.
And let's look. Let's move we went through all the drawers, but let's also knock the cabinet down and look at the wall behind it just in case.
Yeah, you do, and there's nothing there. There's no secret doors or anything in there.
No other paperwork or anything else telling of what his plans are. There's no detailed we were going to take these guys and this.
Journals.
Actually, where was
Archimedes is a pain and a thorn in my side. I need to get rid of him.
There's a bed. He probably keeps his diary underneath the pillow, like my old sister.
There is actually a ledger under the bed, and it's not a ledger. It's not quite a ledger, not quite a journal, but it does have a log of the strength of forces, and it contains...
It's a journal.
And it contains a few names. And let's see.
Who's finding it? Am I finding this?
One of you guys will find it.
Okay.
So roll a d20 and see whoever is higher among those of you who are searching.
Oh, somebody else is finding it, not me.
Nico has sisters in his story of his life, and they made him armor and stuff, but he always snuck into their rooms and went through their junk when he was a little kid.
Okay, so roll off between Nico and Talon.
Yeah, I was an orphan, so I don't know. Hey, Nico.
Okay, so Nico, you found it. You... where the heck is the... where the heck is the name?
If it's naming names, then that's something to keep quiet about.
The
Also depends on what language it's in, because I probably will hand it to Archimedes because you're one of the smart people. You and Madam Mim when she gets here.
I'm here.
Okay. The names. Pardon me. The names that you find are these. In the ledger journal, you find the names of and what's the fourth name? And these 4 people appear to be contacts in a place called Nulb. Okay, so Dick Wrench, Watt, Dalla, and Pearl.
Perfect.
All right.
What's the second one? It's Rich and what?
What? W-A-T.
What?
Yeah, that is... Hey, it's a Gary Gygax name. It's a Gary Gygax NPC name.
Yeah, once I find it, I hand it off to like Archimedes and Madam Mim to look at, since they know more languages and are the book smart types.
Okay, and Talon had done some
appraising.
So with a 4, that's pretty good. The silver serving pieces and goblets, taken all together, those are worth 4,000 gold pieces.
Ooh.
The alabaster box filled with unguents is worth 800 gold pieces. And the gold chain set with diamond chips is worth 5,000 gold pieces. And then each of those fire opals, the 10 fire opals, is worth 1,000 gold pieces. So 10,000 gold pieces in total for the fire opals, 5,000 for the gold chain, and then the rest, the silver and the alabaster box. So needless to say, you're probably not going to be able to convert that in a place as small as Hommlet. Because you could buy the entire village for with.
Well, you're going to need to pay for keep on the building, so that's it's going to need to go to that.
That could be a good down payment for that.
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, that's the biggest find here. And then the other thing you find in the ledger is you find that there's notes that he has been here. Looks like he has been here about 3 months. And every 6 weeks or so, the most of the guards get rotated out. They rotate out a few guards every week. And some of them are sent to Nulb. Others are sent to Greyhawk. And some are sent to Verbank. And they're replaced by people coming from those locations as well.
Fresh recruits?
Recruits or people who are part of the organization already. Rank and file soldiers. And then he makes a few references to being close to locating the entrance. But he doesn't say the entrance to what.
Close to the entrance. Oh. Okay.
But the wizard Burn and the warrior, I forgot the warrior's name. We had dinner with him the other night. The town council mentioned about the temple.
Yeah. So it's possible that he's been using this as a base of operations, trying to locate
the temple, the opening to the temple,
the entrance to the temple. Yeah.
We're putting 2 and 2 together. All right, and getting 5. All right, perfect.
Yeah. All right.
So let's continue.
Okay. So you find more grisly evidence of the handiwork of the ghouls down here. And you eventually will come all the way down to this entrance here, and there's an actual door. When you open the door, you see evidence that there were guards posted here. Mm-hmm. Those guards are gone, and you can smell fresh air coming from the east. And Nico, your dwarven sense tells you as you walk about 20 feet towards the east, you can sense that the floor begins to very gradually rise, like it's going towards the surface of the ground.
All right, I'll let everybody know that.
That may be an exit. What we're thinking.
Could be.
Or a ventilation area. Fresh air is coming in there.
Okay. Yeah, and you remember what the Knoll leader told you when you got back here today.
Mm-hmm.
That the
guy was going to try to get back.
Was trying to get back in. So
yep.
Clearly he had gotten out some way other than going back through that magical darkness the way you did. So your guess that this is a way out is probably right. Do you guys go down that way, or do you go back the other way?
I think our task is to go the other way so that
we
can get everything cleared out of here, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's up to you to figure out if you want to figure out what that is, or whether you want to save that for later.
A party?
I think we should stick our heads out just to see where it goes out, but then backtrack and go in and finish clearing out. We got to kill the well monster, and we got to kill the undead.
Okay.
So to see,
but it'd be a good idea for like for example, the people who are outdoorsy to have at least an idea of where the secret exit leads into the forest relative to the rest of the keep.
Okay, so you go approximately a quarter mile out this tunnel, and it rises very gradually. And when you get to the end of the quarter mile, it widens out substantially. And you realize that built into the left side of this hallway, there are stalls for horses. There are 4 stalls, all of them open, all of them empty. But there's hay, and there's a bucket for water, and there's places to hang tack and saddle and stuff like that. The saddles are all gone. The bit and bridles and everything are all gone. But there's some manure in the stalls that's not, probably a day old or so. So there were probably horses here before. And then that further leads out and opens up. And when you start looking around, you can't see the Moat House from where you are, but kind of by figuring out, those of you who kind of understand where things are, you think you're about about a quarter mile to the east, and beyond that screen of trees over there would probably be where the Moat House is.
Oh, so is that going further away from? Is it Hommlet?
Further away from Hommlet? Yes.
Yeah.
And then you see that where this opens out, there's a little glade, and then there's 2 or 3 game trails that lead off in that general eastern direction. One is more or less east, one is kind of northeast, one is kind of southeast. And inspection will show that there's evidence that horses have been back and forth on all 3 of those trails.
So sort of going along with the journal that they've been getting the rotation of cards. This is probably how they're going in it.
Yeah, and probably if they're looking for something, they're probably riding out on patrols.
This direction. Right.
Yeah.
He's close, but he's going out this way and going. One of those 3 trails is going to lead us to where he's looking for the entrance to the temple.
That would be one presumption, yes. Okay. So, next, want to head back in and go this other way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You open this door, and you catch an odor.
And as always, I'm looking for the dwarven sliding doors or pitfalls and stuff.
Okay.
Is
a priest with us? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's coming.
I think we know that spell.
And as you
I go to the front, I get ready for the gnolls because that smells like gnoll. Not gnoll, sorry, ghast.
Yes. You find some of these traps that you set for the
that's
ghouls.
right.
Or actually you
they're just piles of meat. Yeah, the piles of meat.
Actually, you don't find them. You find bits and pieces of them. What is left of those? And there is there are some trails of blood that lead off kind of in this direction. As though something were very sloppily dragging part of. So, that's what you guys will encounter. And the priest, Father Rule, will go. Father Rule's going to mute for a moment.
Owl creatures. Owls and
She leaps over.
All right. Father Rule says, What were these? What was this? Do you know anything about this?
that's where we set bait for them to go after the
Dead
people
things.
that were living down there, the ghouls. We lured them down into the barracks and stuff. So, they could do some of our work for us.
And Father Rule looks at Nico and says, Brother Nico, did you endorse this plan?
There was a plan? I look at everyone like, when do we have a plan? I remember shutting a door.
Most of these individuals had no idea what they were
we didn't
dealing
exactly
with. So.
consulting.
Yeah, this was a brainstorm of just a few of us.
Oh, well, those people, if they follow Loth, they are certainly hideous, but I'm not even sure they deserve to be set upon by ghouls. That's a horrible fate.
Oh, trust me, they deserved it.
Well, the guy that slept in that room that has the beautiful painting that you want jacked up, he came out and he goes, "Oh, the ghouls are here." It was like nonchalant, no big deal.
And he was housing them. He was using them just as much as we were.
Yeah, so.
Ugh. Disgusting. Well.
Elder brother, we should destroy these foul beings of evil.
This is my thought exactly. Rid this world of them now.
But, they kind of serve a purpose.
Not anymore.
Carrion have purpose.
And Father Rule says, well, I hope that this has taught you all a valuable lesson, that if one harbors ghouls, one will not come to a good end. At least I hope you will never make the same mistake.
That's why we're here. Rid the world of them now.
Very well.
Yeah, definitely keep them locked up. Don't let them just wander around.
Destroy them, halfling. Destroy them. Or, no, actually, I keep forgetting. Destroy them, child. Don't keep them. He kind of realizes he realizes you're not a kid, but you look so much like a human child that he can't figure out what to call you. You don't register as a halfling to him, because of the halflings from Athos are just that different from the halflings from Greyhawk. So he steps around this stuff and kind of wrinkles his nose at it and says, very well, Brother Nico, lead the way.
I think he had to use the old baby watcher, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. It's hard. I'm a little slow because, like I said, I got the baby for a minute or two. I remind the father that my order does not have the ability to turn undead, but I'll take the point position. But should we run into the undead, he should not expect that of me because I don't have the ability. Clangadin wills that I smite them with my weapons and not his holy power.
And Father Rule says, duly noted. And then as you guys travel down here, he sees that the trail goes off, but there's stairs down ahead of you. He says, what's down those stairs?
That's the well, right?
Yeah, I believe the well monster's down there.
Well monster's there, and we'll take care of that in a few minutes.
How
We need
well
to get
is
rid
the
of
well monster?
Very well.
Oh,
Not well at all. Hasn't been fed in a while.
no. So he's not well.
Well,
This is becoming a deep subject.
But
We should finish it after we finish the issue, so we'll add it to our bucket list.
At least,
But
at least
all
one
right.
priest has a sense of humor.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are gonna follow the blood trail first. Is what I'm hearing you say? Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to try to figure that out. Okay. Then as you get up here,
I've prepared the bless spell for as soon as we see the gas. I can cast bless on our group.
all right.
okay. You as you get about here, you hear up ahead of you. You hear a. It sounds like something crunching on bones ahead of you.
So I'll whisper back to the party that I'll move forward and I will take, like, we all clump up. I'll like cast bless on us. I'll be like, I'll cast bless, and then I'll move forward and I'll take the attack. You all pick them off from range.
Okay, so anybody who wants to be blessed, go ahead and get over here near Nico.
Where am I?
Move your token. Move your token. Whoops, you put okay.
Yeah.
And then Talon. Where's Talon? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, Nico, looks like you have everybody here. I think they're all in your line of sight.
Okay, I'll remove or I'll mark one of my blesses as having been cast, and I'll cast it right now, and then I'll move forward.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and put the bless on
everybody. All right.
Yep.
And what is
rule
again? What is bless doing for us
in this edition? What does it do?
In this edition, we all get a +1 to hit and a +1 to our morale checks.
Okay. Right.
All right. And so we go.
So, like, any saving throws made against fear get a +1.
Okay. So you can go ahead and move forward.
Which one's me again? Oh, there I am.
Okay. And then as you get towards the edge of this area, you can
and I'm in field play, so I'm not quiet.
Yeah, you can see that. Well, these guys are not quiet either. They're they probably have 3 corpses of soldiers that are in, and when I say corpses, I mean they might have 70% of one, and like the upper body and torso of another, and a couple of arms and legs of a third, that just are kind of in a pile here, and they're just greedily crunching on those and cracking at the bones and everything. So they're making so much noise, they probably wouldn't hear an avalanche if it, were coming at them. So you're clanking up there, and Father Rule wrinkles his nose and says, this is disgusting.
How creatures are afoot.
Let us smite them from this, from the earth, Father Rule.
And he says, yes, I will do my best.
Clang
and he will use his ability to turn undead. So come on. Where the hell is...
It's under the combat section.
Combat. Oh, in the combat section. Chapter 9. Turning undead. Okay. Priest of powers and earning undead. Okay. Requiring 1 round during the character's turn, the initiative order. Table 61. All right. So we know that. So what we will do is we will go ahead and we will
initiate.
We will have ourselves an initiative. And
is there a potential that we will surprise the ghouls?
When you shout Clangagan, yeah, not so much.
I think I'm being sneaky.
Yeah, you think you're being sneaky, but yeah, not so much. So let's see, where is the... There we go. That's it. So, yep, no thing yet. So the ghouls go on 11. And Father Rule, he will go on. Okay. That's gonna be okay, he's gonna go on a 7. Come on. All right. It goes on 15. Quinn is on 14. 7. Min.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
there we go. That's not what I wanted. Trying to get used to different thingamajiggy and whatchamacallit. Okay. There it is. Initiative.
Thingamajiggy and whatchamacallit.
okay. Excellent. And then we're going to put it in ascending order. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Father Rule steps up beside Nico, and he presents his holy symbol of Saint Cuthbert, and he says, "Begone, you foul beasts! Turn, go away." Now, what is it that he has to roll? Is it still they roll? No, they roll a 1d20. Okay. So it used to be you roll a 2d6. But in this edition, you roll a 1d20. So he's going to roll the 1d20. Gets a 10. And he...
Now, was he blessed also, so he gets a +1? Or is that... That's
yeah, 11. Now, he has to... A 5th level cleric, he has to get a 4 or better. And he... Yeah. So... Actually, with what he got, an 11, he could turn a total of 5 hit dice of undead. So 2 ghouls, no problem. They're both turned. They both are scared of him. Ah! And that means that on their turn, they will begin to run away. But they don't get their turn yet. Talon, you get to go before they have their turn. And in this edition, I don't think that attacking undead that have been turned breaks it.
I think in like 3rd edition, it's if it's the person who turned them can't get too close to them, otherwise it negates it or something.
Or maybe can't attack them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think they've gone back and forth on that in some of the editions, but we're just gonna say I don't see it real clearly in this description here. So we'll just say that as long as he doesn't attack, it doesn't break the turn. So, Talon, you can go ahead and do whatever you wish.
I'm going to attack with my sling from where I'm currently at.
Okay.
So, and I get a +1 from the bless, right? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
-1. Yes, you hit. And are you hitting the one closest to you or the one further away?
Yeah, the one. This one.
Okay.
Because I've got like direct line of sight to that one, so.
Okay. You can roll your damage when you get a chance. 2 damage. All right. Anything else for Talon?
I am going to step back so somebody else can step up in that area and do their thing. So.
Okay, Madam Min, you are up.
Okay, real quick, where do I find my movement speed on this character sheet?
Remember, these rounds are a full minute, So you don't have to worry so much about how far you can move in around.
Okay, so I'm going
your base is a normal humanoid size without wearing a lot of heavy stuff is like 60.
Okay.
Yeah. The only time it comes into play is when you're trying to run away from a monster in combat or a monster's trying to run away from you. Then you compare the speeds to see whether the character gets away or whether the pursuer can keep attacking.
So, since I'm not sure how many more of these silly things we might have, and I want to try to save my spells for worst case scenarios, because, I only get 2.
Yep.
I am going to toss a javelin. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. All right. So, what do I need to roll here again really quick? Sorry, it's been a couple weeks. My brain is kind of gone,
Okay.
Your weapons.
So I'm in the weapons. So do I just roll the hit?
No, you roll the. I think there's one that has a D20 by it.
You are a second level now?
Sorry, yeah. So click the. You were right. Click the hit button. Under the.
Yep.
Yeah, under that weapon, and then let's
plus
see.
+1 in the modifier.
So
that would have been a 11.
Yeah, AC 11. That's gonna miss.
Okay. Drat. Darn. Fudge.
All right. So,
with disappointment.
Then you're gonna move back.
Yes.
So somebody else can. All right. Okay. And Ghoul 1 is going to say, run away, and will try to get away. And let's see.
Run away.
Ghoul. Ghoul. No. There you go. The Ghoul has a speed.
Turns around, hits the wall, and knocks himself out.
No, not quite that bad. Yeah, that's weird. They don't even give a speed for ghouls in the monster manual.
I'm small, and they've got and I've got like lightly encumbered, so they're way faster than me. So I'm not going to get an attack. The Father Roll might.
Yeah. So they.
He's not going to attack, right? He has to keep his turn on.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
They run out of sight at the moment. Okay. Quint, would you like to give chase?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up here, and I don't want to get too far ahead of everybody else, but I'm gonna stop there and take a shot at one of them.
Okay. Okay, they are. We'll say they're like right here. They're both still in sight, but they're right here by the time you get there. Ooh, AC of 6 is going to hit. The AC of 8 is
actually no. Yeah, it's +1. So
that's included.
5.
Yeah, that's
5 and
included
7.
in that.
Okay.
All right. So the 6 or the 5 will still hit. The 8 or the 7 will still miss. So now, was your first shot at the top one?
They were both going to be at that one.
Both at this one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then that guy will. Whoops. That guy will take this damage, and he is bloodied. The other guy is not yet bloodied. All right. And then after Quint fires on them, they continue moving. And then it is Nico's turn. So Nico, I
don't think I can catch up, so I'm just gonna move here to take a spot to protect our group and draw any other attacks that if there's any other ones around that might come after me.
Okay. You get there just about in time to see them disappear into one of these little alcoves. And now that you're here, you start looking around and you realize that you are in some sort of mausoleum. This area here looks like it is. These tiny little alcoves look like they are places that were meant as ossuaries to store the bones of the dead. And, maybe as though it might have been connected to some kind of monastery or something like that, or an abbey or a church or something at one point. And
I'm gonna ready for my action. The spell, I'm gonna ready an aid spell. So if I seem to be I'm gonna get overwhelmed, if one or two creatures come at me, but if all of a sudden at this Mausoleum, a whole bunch, a mob of undead show up, I'm gonna put an aid on myself.
Okay. Well, so, as you are looking around, you don't notice that. In fact, you notice that most of these alcoves seem to be completely bare. There's no bones left in them, if there ever were any stored there. But this particular little alcove, little ossuary down here, that one, it doesn't have a back. It opens into what's more or less a natural tunnel in the rock. And the ghouls seem to have fled down that tunnel.
All right. Well, I'll hold position, and when people form up with me, I'll let them know what happened.
Okay, and Archimedes.
All right. We will join the corner stealthily. Right. Which way did they go?
And you can just sort of see them. I guess are you a human, Archimedes?
No, I'm a half elf, but I will wait for the rest of the party if we're gonna, so that we can. I'm not gonna run off and go try to take on the ghouls by myself.
Okay.
I'll be there readied with my bow.
Okay. So Father Rule on his turn, Father Rule will move up, and he will.
We're gonna lay chase, I take it.
Yeah, he's gonna glance around. He doesn't see any obvious signs of anything, but he wrinkles his nose. He says, the ghouls have been living in this place, feeding off of the remains that were here. I'm afraid.
I'm sorry, Father, but technically they aren't living.
Well, true. Feeding off of them.
Yes.
And then he says, wait, did you notice this here? Fainter and older. But it looks like there's a trail of blood that goes up and disappears into this wall.
Don't go off by yourself, Father. We don't want you to get jumped.
I have no intention of doing so, but just something we should examine. Something we should examine.
Think so? Okay. We're gonna let the ghouls go and check out this, or we're gonna check the ghouls.
And Father Rule says, I would be in favor of chasing down those ghouls if we can find them.
They went to the south. Well, not south. They went that way. I don't really know which way is north or south down here.
Okay. All right. Well.
Then I'll move forward once I get catch my breath.
Yeah. Father Rule will come down here and says, yes, I still sense them ahead of us. And
I whisper to Archimedes. Is that Archimedes? I whisper to Archimedes, I'm like, he needs to stop jumping ahead by himself.
Oh, when I put an arrow in him by accident, he'll probably...
Talent, you are...
arrow to the knee.
You are up.
Oh, I had just moved. That would have been my turn.
We're laying chase right now.
About as far as I could. So
you'd be up there with the priest up here.
Yeah, the in combat for this edition, it says that the movement in a full minute combat round can be sometimes 10 times what your character movement is.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, yeah.
I'll keep an eye on the good father.
It's an abstraction, not like those other editions where rounds are mere seconds. This is a full minute. Okay, so Min, what would you like to do?
Just padding along behind a group. Let's see here. How much would my nose tell me? Can I figure out possibly which direction? This is a blood trail going this direction, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's nothing really I can do. I mean, we're not up against anybody right now, so I will just hold my action until or if we are attacked.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Okay. And then the trigger is you being attacked. So then, what would you do?
Then I would basically try to throw another javelin.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can hold an action, but you have to specify what the action is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that is that. The ghouls. You no longer hear them running ahead of you. Father Rule still seems to feel like they are ahead, however.
Perfect.
Quint, you're up.
He's going to come down here if he can go that far.
Yeah. And as you get down into this area, this is an earth tunnel, foul and damp, and only about 5 feet high.
Just my size.
This tunnel leads to a den where a heap of bones and skulls indicate that it's probably a nest of some kind of creatures. There's a you can see the glint of silver coins in and among the bones and the skulls, and you can smell the rotting stench of the ghouls kind of off in this corner, but there's natural rock columns between you and them, so you can't see them.
Okay.
Sweet smell of death.
All right. I'll just hold here, and hopefully some other people will join up with me here.
Okay, Nico.
Seal off the tunnel.
We'll see if the dwarf will go to the earth tunnel.
Since we've got the time you said to go a little bit more than our basic speed,
Yep.
I'll move down here.
Okay.
And then start going in a clockwise circle around the room to see where I can find things. So
yeah. You get about here. You can see these ghouls cowering in the corner.
Then I'll go up and hit one of them.
Okay.
Like how? You give it a gib slap or what?
Yeah, with the sharp edge of a battle axe.
Gotcha.
Bad ghoul.
Ooh. -2.
Nice.
All right. Let me just make sure. Go ahead and roll damage. 3 damage. All right. Well, not quite dead, but he's getting there.
Yay!
Already undead.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out there. You're gonna step back, get out of the way, whatever.
I'm concerned about what's going to happen to Min and them, so I will let that one take a swing at me if it's going to do it, and I'll come here and defend my friends.
Okay, it just appears to be frightened more than anything at the moment. It doesn't attack you.
I just want to make sure that my friends don't get jumped, so I
okay.
Take a step back.
Archimedes, you are up.
I would have followed Nico down into here. Get behind you. Ah, I see one. Would take a shot. Or shots. Okay.
AC of 8, that will miss. AC of 14, that will miss.
And then I will step back.
Okay.
Nico's having some arm withdrawals.
Yeah. And then Father Rule will come down here. We'll go, oh, disgusting. But he will go and he will stand over here. He says, I will try to prevent them from running off in another direction. Perhaps if we keep them cornered, we can destroy them.
Dispose of them properly.
Talon, you are up.
I am going to come down there.
Okay.
And I am going to shoot at this one.
All right.
Shoot him.
AC of 3.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll some damage. 2 damage.
Again.
Talon. Talon, how would you like to kill this ghoul or destroy this ghoul? That is your sling bullet.
It just hits him right in the forehead and knocks him down.
Oh,
like Goliath.
Okay. All right. And then because of the fact that hitting can be a real pain in this system, we're just going to say that since this guy is cornered, takes maybe another round or round and a half, but you eventually get him down as well. So the ghouls are destroyed.
Huzzah!
And this whole area. Oh, down here, more tunnel.
More tunnels, catacombs,
and they're the right height.
For me.
Before we do that, since we disposed of these, the priest did bring up a situation where there was blood going the opposite way.
But we don't know what's down the tunnel. There could be more ghouls down here.
True. So we have two places to go. Is what I'm saying.
Father Rule will come down here and he will step a bit ahead of Talon and he will close his eyes and reach his hand out, stretch his hand out and slowly wave it back and forth. And he says, I can sense that the ghouls have used these tunnels, but their main activity appears to be in this area and the area to the north. I don't think the area to the west we will find much of anything.
Indeed. To the north.
And but Talon, one thing you do notice because you're closer to the ground is you do notice that leading out of area A and leading towards area B, you notice that about every 5 feet, some of them kind of covered over with dirt, some of them pressed into the ground, appears to be that there are gold pieces.
No, I'm picking them up.
Didn't you say earlier there were silver pieces on the floor?
Yeah, I think that was over here.
Silver pieces in the big pile of bones in here.
Oh.
So yeah, so there's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, and then a total of about 20. Because a few gold pieces lead up this way to about here, and then a few of them lead down this way to about here, but then they seem to stop. And Talon, as it gets to about this area here, the tunnels shrink down from being about 5 feet in diameter to being about 3 feet in diameter, or 3 feet high. They are wider in parts, but the little narrow places are only about 3 feet wide.
Not a problem for me.
Yep. But as you look, you see that it looks like this is the beginning of a huge warren of tunnels. And you're like, yeah, I could easily probably get lost going too far down here.
Okay, well, I have to get the others to crawl through while I walk.
Yeah. So now, those of you that are in this pile of bones here, you start sifting through and coming up with silver pieces and silver pieces and silver pieces. Eventually, you will find quite an interesting amount of coinage here. You find 800 silver pieces.
Wow.
Scattered in the mess. But also, there are 8 vials and a scroll tube.
Oh, nice.
Min kind of goes over to the scroll tube and like tries to swipe it out. Whoever found it, mine. Please.
Calm down, kitty. It's not catnip.
Ow!
Okay.
Did you say 800?
800 silver pieces.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And Nico, you and Father Rule, out of those 8 vials, you pick them up, and 7 of them, you look at each other, and you both smile, and you both start laughing at the irony of it. Because apparently the ghouls in their nest, they had 7 vials of holy water.
That is irony.
And then there is a potion that is in the 8th vial. And
so I suggest we pass around, and everyone should have at least 1 vial of holy water on them, because if they need it, it's a good way for people to be able to make their weapons do damage to undead or evil things.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I may get thirsty.
Mix it in with the wine skin.
And Father Rule looks at Nico, cuts his eyes over at Talon, and looks back at Nico, and he says, "Do you really have to adventure with that one?"
No one has fallen so far into the shadow they can't be brought to the light. Although he will probably drink something that'll like be bad for him at some point. So yeah, I pass around the holy water vials, and I think Archimedes is keeping track of party treasure, so I give him the other stuff to hold on to.
Okay.
Still holding on to the scroll tube.
Okay.
I'm not doing something being held by you like that. That I want to live.
You pull the end off of the tube, and you look at it. And
kind of stick my eyeball in the end of the tube, and then I turn the tube slightly on its side.
Take an eyeball check.
Okay.
Spider lands on your eye.
And you you realize that this is I'm gonna guess it's this, but I need to verify before I tell you.
And I think 2 of you have like read magic as a ability or something.
Mm-hmm. Or dispel magic, one of the 2.
I don't think anyone has dispel magic yet. I think dispel's 3rd level.
Okay.
Raul might have it.
Then maybe it is maybe it is a wizard spell.
Detect magic, yeah, I failed on that one.
Yeah, this is the edition where you can taste a potion And as long as it's not as long as it's not poison, it will kind of give you an idea what it does. And it won't ruin the potion by tasting it.
What's in the tube?
Do you all want me to do it? Because I'm more likely there's a poison to be able to get through it. Basically open it, smell it, swirl it, put a tiny drop on your fingertip. Whiff it, taste it, and then see what it seems like it might do.
Min, you open this scroll. Oh, hey. It's a wizard spell.
Right.
But it's one... Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, you probably aren't going to be able to use this for a while. It's very advanced magic. This is a scroll of control undead.
You see her kind of unroll this, and she starts reading, and she kind of looks excited at it, and then all of a sudden you see her face go, oh. And she quickly rolls it up and puts it back in the tube and puts the cover back on the tube, hands it to the person that was all the gold and went, I don't want it.
Probably trade it with Lord Byrne for a couple.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a 7th level wizard. It's a 7th level wizard spell.
Yeah.
In this edition of the game. So
you could get 7 first level spells. Yay!
Yeah. So that's that. And then who was tasting the potion?
Nico's willing to do it because I have a higher constitution and likelihood of dealing with poison if it is a poison.
Okay.
Able to tell what type of poisons they are?
I'm sorry. I screwed that up. The potion is a potion of undead control. And the scroll is a scroll of protection from undead. Which I think that's a clerical. I think that's a clerical spell.
Rinse. Oh, okay.
Well, those are both kind of ironic.
Yes, they're all...
Again, all of it, yeah.
Actually, in this edition, it's negative plane protection.
That's a good scroll.
Which is a level... What the heck level is that? It's a 3rd level cleric spell. Negative plane protection. The adventure that
keep it everything with Archimedes.
Yeah. All right. So now that we have dealt with the ghouls, I think it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and take our break. So let's go ahead and take about 10 minutes. Hey, Drats, thanks for hanging out this evening with us. And thank you, viewers, for being with us. I'm going to go ahead and put the music on. I will bring the bring the music up, and then we will be back to the game after about 10 minutes as we take our break.
Alrighty.
Okay. Okay, viewers. I'm turning down the music a little early, and I am going to give you a quick little tour since I forgot to push a button at the beginning of the game, meaning I forgot to let you all see our map that we're using. And I'm going to backtrack a little bit and just show you kind of where we've been this evening. We had started off back at the town of Hommlet, where they were at the tower of Rufus and Byrne. And then we traveled over to the main level of the old Moat House, where the players the PCs had explored all of that before. And then they went down this particular stairway into the lower level of the Moat House, the underground, and they knew about this, and they traveled down here, and they dispelled that big area of darkness that was covering all of this. They got into this area here where they found the barracks of the soldiers, the provisions down in this area, and then all the fancy room of the leader up here. And then they wandered down this way, and they discovered out this particular direction out to the east, there was that long corridor that eventually led about a quarter of a mile away to the stables and the surface. And then they backtracked the bloody trail of the ghouls up to this cryptorium area here. And they chased the ghouls down into this little lair that they had, and they slew them. And then they began to realize that there's a whole big warren of tunnels that leads off this way. And the thing that the priest, the Father Rule, had told them about is that there is a blood trail that just appears to go and dead end in this wall up here. So he's not sure what that's all about. But that is where we had been. No, Drats, it wasn't a theater of the mind. The players actually had a map of where they were going. And most of the time, the viewers get to see where they are going. But I have been a little bit under the weather, fighting a cold the last few days, and was more concerned about that than I was about making sure that everything was set properly. And that is why I screwed that up.
Everybody's passing around colds now.
Yeah. So players, let me ask you something. Since this whole pandemic started, has anybody bought the old standby Vicks NyQuil?
No.
Vicks NyQuil.
Nope.
No.
Okay, because that's like that's stuff that since I was young, I have learned that the Vicks NyQuil, if I'm really feeling crappy, I can take, one of those little capful, the little cup they have that goes over the cap, a little bit of that, and drink that before I go to bed, and I can sleep through just about anything, and I wake up generally feeling better the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had about half a dose of that left yesterday, and when I went on to my supermarket website to try to buy some of that and have it delivered, because it's like I was feeling really crappy. I didn't want to go anywhere. I couldn't find Vicks NyQuil at all. I could find something called Vicks ZQuil, and I was looking at it, and it's like, it doesn't say anything about being a fever reliever or stuffy nose. It just is supposed to help you sleep. It's like, that's not what I want. I want the, like the old commercial used to say, the, nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, so you can rest medicine. That's what I want. But I couldn't find it. And I just wonder, have they quit making NyQuil?
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
Amazon.
Okay, so maybe what that means is everybody's getting summer colds and my supermarket is just out of it.
It could be, or the drugstore may have had it, like Walgreens.
You can buy it at Walmart, Target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it at Amazon. It's too expensive, but
yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of places are also having a hard time keeping up with medicines and such because of shortages. Stores aren't getting their stuff in from years.
Yeah, I feel like what I have is the kind of summer cold that you occasionally will get. And because I'll get that, when you get a few days of rain and kind of all the mold and crap and stuff like that, especially here in Florida because it's humid anyway, and there's all kinds of crap. So you get outside and you get any of that dust and mold and crap all stirred up. That I feel like that's what I have. But I have also had the occasional chills and aches and a little bit of fever.
You probably have a summer cold.
Yeah.
My coworker was out like 4 days last week, and she still has this horrid sounding cough just from sinus and just cold.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I got one at the beginning
of
July, and I've still yet to get rid of the cough completely.
Yeah, that's the thing, and of course, you always are concerned. Months ago, I had my vaccine and everything. You're always concerned. Well, could this be a touch of the COVID? Because everything I've read about the vaccines, it's kind of like the flu vaccine. It's not going to necessarily prevent you from getting the flu, but it'll keep the flu from being as bad as it would be. The same with the COVID vaccine. It's not going to keep you from necessarily getting the COVID. It'll reduce the chances you get it. And if you get it, you probably get a very mild case of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to help. If you do get it, it's supposed to help reduce the symptoms. So, but it also does help it does help your body create that immunization to it. So,
yeah.
But yeah. So
it feels like a summer cold.
Oh,
That's what I'm calling it.
Well, and how bad? When did it start really kicking up? Just the day or two ago?
It got really bad probably like Tuesday or Wednesday of this week.
Okay. That's when they started getting ready to put out air quality issues due to the fires in Canada. I mean, we've had a haze over Nebraska and Iowa now. I mean, you can see the smoke. That's how bad it is. So,
well, and even though we may not be able to see it this far south in Florida, doesn't mean it's not particulate that's in the air, swirling around. Okay, well,
anyway.
All right. And Dratz in the chat, Dratz says, "Don't you know there's no flu or cold? It's just COVID."
Yeah, no, it's food cold. I work for a health department. We still get influenza numbers, so.
Yeah. All right. So now that everybody can see the map, let's go zero back in on our intrepid heroes down here in this little den. And where would you all like to go next? There's the lovely warren of tunnels that you could explore.
I think Father Stick in the Mud wanted us to go north.
Yeah, we saw that second dry, older trail going the opposite way of where the ghouls went.
Yeah, okay. Well,
we also should check out that mausoleum real quick just to make sure there's no like secret doors or secret compartments with items.
Okay. Yeah. You guys will go in here, and Father Rule, he will go around, and he's got like 4 or 5 vials of holy water that he had brought, and he begins he starts by going, after everybody comes out, he'll go to this particular alcove right here.
Are we on the map for the Moat House, or are we down in the tunnels one?
You guys are down in the tunnels, right? Or yeah, you guys are down in the tunnels.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like on the screen, I'll just refresh my screen to see if that changes what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that did it.
Okay.
Before he starts consecrating all the different mausoleum parts, though, we should go through and check for things because we don't want to rob a consecrated tomb.
Right. Okay. So, what's your search pattern going to be, Nico?
Clockwise. And for me, it's looking for the stonework, traps, stonework, sliding doors, or hidden spots, and then just a general quick normal search. So if I see any normal drawers or anything, to make sure we can see if we can anything of value or that we need to take out.
Okay. And let's see here. Come on. Character sheet. Then where do we have that for the dwarf? Where do we have our... Where do you have that dwarven ability?
The stonework sliding doors one. It's on my character sheet under info.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, that's my son.
Yeah, that's all right.
I had pasted in the information at the very bottom under character sheet, under info. Sorry, not under info, under attributes at the bottom where it's details, notes. I have it all
okay.
for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so did I. So I put my
Okay.
secret doors, spot doors.
And then I asked Archimedes and Talon to keep their eyes open too.
1 through 4. Okay.
Archimedes is good at secret doors too, and they're both good at finding things of value.
All right. Well, Nico, as you get about here, you discover. Actually, as you get here, you discover that there is, in fact, a secret passage right here. It is there's just a panel that slides, and there's a narrow tunnel that leads to the north.
Let's finish the search pattern in this room before we go that way, but I'd ask someone to keep their eye and ear over here to make sure we don't get jumped by anything coming out of it.
Okay. You finish searching everything else, and this is the only one that has a secret passage like that.
All right, Father Raoul, go ahead and finish up your blessings, and then we should go down and, as a group, decide if we're going to go down the secret panel, go down the way where the blood trail is, or if we're going to change our plan.
Okay. He will bless here, bless over here, bless up here, bless up here.
He's basically consecrating the tomb.
Yeah, basically. The entrances and the exits, and then just a couple of areas, like basically where he sees evidence that there was some atrocity, he sprinkles some holy water and says some prayers. And then Talon and Nico, when you see this area here, it's a narrow pathway that leads north some number of feet. And if I do this thing, I can tell how many feet. About 50 feet north. And then it turns to the west.
So I look at the group and I ask them, do we want to close this door and then go out down the other path first, or do you want to do this first, or what do you all think would be the wisest course?
Lock the corridor.
Yeah, corridor.
No one's going up and scouting the corridor.
Okay.
Nico stands still because he's loud.
Peek around the corner a little bit.
Okay.
Scream if you die.
Remind me, the Athos halflings, do they have dark vision or not?
They do not. I can light my lantern though.
Okay,
I've got
all right.
a lantern that I can just kind of generate enough light for myself.
You look down at about 40 feet to the west. You see the base of an iron spiral stairway going up. Looks like it's an iron spiral stairway that is built around a central metal pole. And it just looks like it goes up through a round hole in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And the passage ends at that stairway.
Well, I'm
Nico.
Is that who is that next to me? Archimedes?
I think it's Archimedes.
Hey, there's just a stairwell going up over here.
You look stairs.
Make it check it out. I'm gonna go up the stairs, up kind of to where the hole is, and I'm just gonna poke my head up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, is there like a floor or anything that's right that it ends into, or is it open?
Yeah. Well, you go, and the staircase, the spiral staircase leads up about 45 feet, and there is a concrete or stone slab with a metal latch built into it.
Is it locked?
From this side, it does not appear to be locked. I saw you, or Jared, I saw you were able to join us in the Roll20. I moved your token over to where everybody else is.
Thank you. I apologize for being late.
No, that's all right. Appreciate the heads up. You're going to be a little late. Life happens. And so as you get to the as you push that open, you find yourself in a room. And the interesting thing about this this hatch, when you open it, it actually opens inside of a hollow metal column. And in front of you is a sliding panel. And that lets you step out of the column and into a room. And this room here, at first glance, this place seems long abandoned. Dust, dirt, and cobwebs abound. Several of the skeletons in the place are not old remnants, and some of the instruments and mechanisms here have been used very recently indeed. And you'll notice that there's actually some blood, not fresh, it's dried blood, that leads to the place where you just slid open this part of the pillar. And the mechanisms that you see in this room look like this is or was used as a torture chamber.
Sweet.
I prefer information extraction myself.
And then when you look out here, you look out into a corridor, and this corridor goes up to the north.
Those doors.
And these doors, they look like the doors of prison cells.
Sweet. We're in the dungeon.
Me?
Hey, Archimedes, you better call the rest of them to come up here.
Oh, what? Okay.
I can relay
I'm
the
looking for
message.
stuff.
I sent word.
Okay.
Hey, pardon me, coming through.
So we're all moving up.
We're in the
I
information
guess.
extraction room.
It's the house of fun.
And I offer to Father Raoul if when I start seeing the torture chamber, if he runs out of holy water, I can give him a couple of the ones that we found, so we can consecrate areas that have had atrocities done.
Okay. As Father Rule comes out here and he looks across to these doors of these cells, he braces himself. He's, oh, I sense something unnatural beyond those doors.
Okay. Go over here.
Hey guys, we got a problem over here. Come over this way real quick. We got a moment.
Sense trouble.
And he says, yes, I think there are undead in those prison cells.
So maybe see if we can everyone back behind that door. Is that a wall behind us? And there's just like one doorway through it.
Yeah, this is a wall, and then there's an open area going into it. This is a solid column. This is a solid column. This is a solid column, and this is a solid column. This one is hollow.
Right. This is the stairs we came up on. Right.
Yep.
Got it.
All right. So I think you all
may I point out that they're contained at the moment.
I think we should get rid of it while we have Father Raoul with us.
And Father Rule says, if they are individual cells, we should be able to deal with them one cell at a time.
If you all want to step back by where the stairs are, I can go. And then if something triggers, I can step back and hold the door.
Going first?
And yes. Father Rule says, I will get ready. And he pulls out his holy symbol.
Stand back by that doorway, Father. We want to make sure that I can draw whatever's in there out, and you all be in good defensive positions where you can do your ranged attacks, but that I can stand between you and the danger.
Very well. And as you go in here,
So are people wanting to do that strategy where people take a defensive spot, or are we going to all stand in the room where the doors open up to?
That's going to be up to you guys to decide.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was sitting back here. I thought you were going to start with this one down here.
Yeah, I like my spot where I can.
Okay, I was thinking. I'll move Nico. I was thinking people would want to stand over here on this side where there's the walls, so you could see. I can't really do the arrow thing real well, but you could see through, and I can move here. And if you're over here where Nico is now, you could see through, but have walls protecting you.
Okay.
I thought you were just going to stand in the doorway with your shield while we shot over your head.
If you want me to stand in the doorway with the shield and you do it and you open stuff, sure, you're faster than I am. If you want me to open the door and step back.
No, open this door and stand in that doorway with your shield. Your shield will block that doorway, not the big opening.
Okay, but what happens if all of them open at once? Do you want to be in a position where you can respond to that quickly, or do you want to be spread out where things could come out and we could be split by stuff coming out of the doors?
Well,
you're the closest target, so they would most likely go for you.
I got a feeling all those doors are going to open at the same time. I have trepidation here.
I don't know. It's not a modern prison. Come on.
Okay, so Nico, as you step up, you realize that these doors each do have keyholes and metal plates that have a keyhole in them. There is a handle. There's not a knob. It looks like the kind of thing where the keyhole is used to unlock it, and then once it's unlocked, it can just be opened.
Okay, I show it to Talon and be like, hey, do you want to make sure all these are unlocked before I open them? Or do you want to go one at a time?
We're going to do them one at a time. I'll unlock it. I'll step back. You open it, and I'll be ready to, use my sling, and we can have everybody else ready.
All right, so everybody put your little token where you want to be. Nico says, everyone position yourselves where you want to be, and then we'll start at the bottom door and go one by one with that. Talon unlocks, and then I open. And if Talon can't unlock it, I'll just break it open.
Okay. So, Talon, I have Talon up here, and I have...
That's Garm.
No. I'm looking at Talon's character.
That was me being myself. I apologize.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so Talon is going to attempt to unlock a lock. And Talon, you work your lock picks, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's a large and heavy lock, but it's not as complicated as you would think a prison lock would be. And click, click, click. After a few moments, you realize you have it unlocked. And you've got it ready that you can turn it so that it will do whatever it does to release the mechanism so the door can be opened.
Which way does the door swing?
The door swings out, and the hinges are on the north. And that appears to be the same for all of those. So the door will swing out and towards Nico.
Okay.
Basically.
Everyone be prepared.
Nico.
All right, everyone be prepared. If the doors all open at the same time, retreat through where we came in, and I'll hold that spot. But if it does what we think it'll do and one at a time opens, I'll hold this spot.
I'm going to open the door and let you just move in. And I'm just going to back up with the door.
All right, so I stand right where I need to, and then you step back with the door.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be like backing up over here since that's the way it swings with the door in front of me.
And I am ready for an undead to charge me.
Okay, so you open the door, and you see two zombies. And these zombies do indeed start shambling towards you.
Close the door.
That is whoops. We're going to remove all the turns. That is going to be yet another combat that we will get into. So let me go ahead and take a look at the Okay, so oh. All right. The zombies roll a 15. Because you know what? Zombies are pretty slow.
Meanies is right behind.
Oh man, Quint is really slow.
I'll be dead before it's my turn.
Garm is on the ball. Oh, Father Rule. Okay, so let's do Father Rule. Let's put him here, and then we're gonna do this.
Arm, you bought 1,000 hearts, right?
Yeah, I bought 40.
There you go.
Oh no.
And I was down to 5.
Okay. He gets a 12. And then Min.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative.
I am so sorry. I am like zoned out. Oh, fudge.
How long does the bless last?
Only like 7 rounds or 8 rounds, depending on my level. So it's gone by now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Where in the... Oh, there it is. Apologize. Right. Initiative for there. And there. Okay.
Right. And then we'll put everybody in the ascending order. And Garm, you get to go first. So you can see Nico foul undead, and you can sort of see zombies shambling slowly towards him. What would you like to do?
I can't really get a good shot yet, can I?
Yeah. Remember, you can move.
Throw a shot.
So you can like, you could like run down here, take a shot, and then run back out of the way if you wanted to.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Because you've got a full minute, basically.
All right, I'm going to fire.
Okay. AC 11.
That's a good miss.
AC 11 is not quite going to hit. AC 7 will hit for 6 points of damage. Let me double check something in this book. Keep going. Yep, they don't really have any. Yep.
Yeah, skeletons are the only ones that kind of ignore piercing and slashing.
Yeah. So that's 1 hit, 1 miss so far. Second miss. And a third miss.
I'm doing so great tonight. And that's it.
Okay. And then you can move back wherever you want to be.
You're not doing very good at Garm darts today.
Yeah. And Min.
Okay. So
you can see that zombie in front of Nico shuffling towards him.
So she will toss a javelin. Boop-a-doop. Damn.
AC 12. Unfortunately, that's not going to hit.
Okay. I can move back a little bit, but that's about it. I'm done.
Okay, Talon.
Well, I've got the door in between me and Nico. And I doubt that the zombies are up to where I could reach between them and stab at them. So I'm gonna hold, and if one gets in, close enough, I'm gonna try to stab it with my sword. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
All right. And Father Rule will say, "Begone, thou foul beast." And he is going to roll a d20 over here. And with a d20, he will get a 13, and that means that at his level, he can turn up to 5 hit dice. Oh, he automatically turns zombies. All right. At 5th level, he automatically turns zombies. So, they just start shuffling back and cowering against the back wall. And he says, "Oh, well, this should be relatively easy then. If there's nothing but zombies in these cells, that is. Archimedes, it's up to you."
All right. We'll step over here. Take our 2 shots.
Yeah, Nick or Joe, we're gonna go to the end of this round. So yes, 2 hits.
I'm going to take it. These are, well, that doesn't matter.
All right. That will bloody that one. The 6. Oh, and with the last point of damage, you kill that one. How would you like your arrow to kill it?
Right through the skull, right in the middle of it.
Okay.
What they did with the bullet, mine does it with the arrow.
Yeah, it kind of shatters the skull. Bits of bone fragment fall off, and there's a like a half rotted partial brain in the cranium, and it just falls down to the ground. Okay, and then you can move back anywhere you want to. And the last zombie will just sort of cower against the wall. Nico, you are up.
Take a step forward, take a swing, and then take a step back.
Okay. AC 7 will hit. 8 damage. That will bloody the zombie. Okay. And Quint.
All right. Well, I'll pop down here and take a couple shots at it.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
The -1 will hit. The 11 will miss.
Oh. Yay,
8 damage. How would you like to kill that zombie?
Just takes it right through the chest.
Oh, okay. And it falls. Okay. All right. So that's where we're going to wind up calling it for tonight because we are at our normal time. What I would like to say is that next time we're going to do checks for the locks, and we're going to see whichever ones of these you guys can open with lock picking. We're just going to say that you can destroy the zombies because, Father Rule is going to be able to automatically turn them. And the
If somebody marks on your head.
If there's any that you can't automatically open, then we will determine what happens there. Like if you guys decide you want to try to brute force them or things like that. So that's the way we'll begin next time. All right. And I'll go ahead and I will get the XP updated in the next day or two. And viewers, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you being here this evening. We hope that you have enjoyed our session, and we hope that you will be back with us again next week when we go to session 11 of the Greyhawk Saturday Nights. Players, thank you so much for coming and hanging out.